So that's Rob. What's Rob say? Rob says, I look like Christopher Walken. I'm sitting over there during break, and Elisa says, you look really familiar. Yeah, Big Bang Theory, comic book store owner. Oh my God, that's right, you look just like him. Yeah, that's not a compliment. Thanks for playing. So I'm sitting up here, I'm sitting in the back, and I'm going, oh my God, we got a juggler. Then the next one all of a sudden comes up, we got an Iron Cowboy, and now everybody's crying. Welcome, Steve. Let's talk about business sales. There you go. Let's add insult to injury. I'm also an attorney. Who wants a hug? Come on, all right? I mean, that's where we are. So let's get into this, all right? I'm going to ask a real simple question. Is knowledge power? No! Knowledge is not power. Power is derived from how you use your knowledge. You have to do something with the information that you have. You need to take the C and the A in education and flip it and turn your education into eduaction. Because look, you like that one. Because education, information, knowledge without action, that just makes you a book. What we need to do is education makes us smart. Eduaction makes us successful. Let's apply that to sales, because your business, your company, your association, your alliance, somewhere in there you have a sales component, right? That you're either selling a product, or you're selling a service, or you're selling a membership. We are all directly or tangentially involved in sales, and there are two types of sales techniques. You got transactional and you got relationship. Transactional. This is what I got. This is what it costs. You want it. Fantastic. Have a great day. Relationship. I'm going to ask you probing questions. I'm going to figure out what makes you tick. And I'm going to customize, craft, and create a solution you're going to like so much, going to knock your socks off. How you like me now? Obviously, you have no socks. It's already worked on you. See, I see you smiling because you're going, that's us. We're all about the relationship. We're relationship people because business is based on relationships. But here's my question. What are relationships based on? I heard it. Someone said trust. We're going to get to trust in a minute. Hold on, we'll get to trust. But relationships are built on transactions. Think about the questions we hear. What's your rate? Transactional. How much does it cost? Transactional question. What are the specs? What's our timeline for this? Those are all transactional questions. Nobody's ever come up to you and said, hey, want to have a relationship? No. No, I'm not saying that relationship isn't important. Relationship is very important. But what I'm saying is, don't you dare discount the importance of the transaction. Because unless you have a good transaction, you're never going to get to the relationship. You ever bought anything at a place called Amazon.com? Everybody has. Amazon.com is teaching the world to be what? Transactional. Point, click, and get. You don't have to learn anybody's name. You don't have to shake anybody's hand. You don't have to talk to anybody. Just point, click, and get. And we're all sitting here saying, but business is based on relationships. And that's why they created Prime. Prime is Amazon's definition of a relationship. And how did they get there? You bought something through Amazon, they said, how was the transaction? It was great. You buy something else, it was great. You buy a third thing, it was great. Hey, hold on a second. Why don't you give me a little bit of money? I'll give you free shipping. I'll give you free movies. Hey, let me hold on to your credit card. You can trust me because we're in a relationship. What they did was they converted the transaction into the relationship. That is called a translationship. And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to, no matter what your transaction is, if it's an event, if it's a phone call, if it's a conversation, if it's an email, you want all of those transactions to go so well that they, the customer, wants the relationship with you. That's the translationship. How do you get there? Every customer, internal and external, wants four things. They want it fast, they want it easy, they want quality, and they want it reasonably priced. Oh no, Steve. Here in Iowa, you got to be the low-cost provider, baby. It's all about cost. You got to be low cost. How many of you ever bought a bottle of Fiji water? Fiji does $2.8 billion worth of sales every single year, and they're not the low-cost provider. See, what happens is when you are delivering whatever it is, and you are fast, and you're easy to work with, and you're providing quality at a reasonable price, the transaction, they're getting to know you, like you, and trust you. The relationship. That's the translationship. Now notice, trust was last on that list. Why? Because trust is developed. It is earned through the transaction. If the first thing out of somebody's mouth to you is ever, trust me, run away from that person immediately. So what we've just done is been, if I dare say it, educated on the concept of translationship, that you need to take action to make the transaction fast, easy, of quality, and reasonably priced, and that will get you the relationship. Now let's talk about 4 other things that everybody needs to do, even if you're not in sales. And the first thing is the golden rule. We all know the golden rule. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. It's okay. Yeah, you should, but it's a little juvenile and it's a little negative. Why? Because we usually say it to kids, don't be a jerk to somebody because you wouldn't want them to be a jerk to you. Okay, so it's a nice rule to follow, but let's talk about the 3 others that are a little bit more impactful. And the next one is called the platinum rule. Now, some of you in this room hate me or you hate somebody just like me. You don't have to laugh at that. Why? Because I'm a morning person. I wake up like this. I've never had a cup of coffee a day in my life, my poor wife. I wake up, I'm like, good morning, sunshine. She's like, settle down, cowboy. I'll be with you in a little bit. But I know that not everybody's like me and not everybody's like you. So if you want to find success in your business, in your job, in sales, you need to follow the platinum rule. Do unto others the way they wish to be done unto. Do unto others the way they wish to be done unto. Which leads us to the third one, and this is the diamond rule. And for the diamond rule, I don't want you to do unto anybody. You should do for others, for that will do for you. Do for others, for that will do for you. Everyone should get involved in some type of a community or a charity cause. Why? Because when you get involved in a community or a charity cause, you're helping other people. And you know what happens when you help other people? You make them happy. And you know what happens when you make other people happy? You make yourself happy. That's a win-win. But wait, Ronco, there's more. It's actually a win-win-win. Because when you get involved in a community or a charity cause, you grow your overall network with people you had never met before that what? They know you, like you, and trust you. Why? Because they met you through doing good for somebody else. That's the exact person that you want to have in your network. And then we're going to come up with what? It's called the silver rule. Who in this room has a kid under the age of 10? Anybody in this room have a kid under the age of 10? You in the glasses. What's your kid's name? Oakley? And how old is Oakley? 2.5. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm telling you flat out the answer to this question is no. All right? The answer is no. Have you ever looked at Oakley and said, hey, Oakley, you're a complete idiot, a total moron, an absolute failure? No, of course you never say to sweet Oakley, you're a complete idiot, a total moron. How many of you ever lost your keys? How many of you ever said to yourself, you're a complete idiot, a total moron, an absolute failure? Folks, if we're willing to give Oakley a break, why aren't we giving ourselves a break? You know what we should be doing? We should be doing unto ourselves the way we do unto others. Do unto ourselves the way we do unto others. We should be giving ourselves a break and give other people a break. Because the greatest 2 G's in disco are Gloria Gaynor. At first, she was afraid. She was petrified. But she will survive. But I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive. And if you want to thrive, you got to follow 2 other G's: grace and gratitude. Grace and gratitude. What's grace? Grace is giving. It's back to the silver rule we just talked about. Give yourself and give somebody else a break, right? The next time somebody cuts you off in traffic, don't cuss them out and get angry, what a jerk they were. Think, oh my gosh, I hope nobody's hurt. I hope they're not going to the hospital. Give them a little grace. The next time somebody says, I'll call you back in 10 minutes, and it's 11 minutes and they haven't called back, they probably moved on to something really important. Give them a little grace. And gratitude is simply giving thanks. And I'm a little weird about gratitude, because I know we all have Zoom fatigue. We're all sick of Zoom calls, and I have gratitude towards a company called Zoom every day. Why? Because during COVID, when millions of people were losing their jobs, I was able to communicate and consult with my clients and keep my job going. And I got to tell you something, I think COVID's coming back. My daughter just got it, right? So I actually have gratitude towards Zoom because they did that. And I have gratitude to each and every one of you sitting in this room today, because you took the time and the effort to come here to figure out how to make your conference as good as it can be. So I say to you, thank you very much. My name is Steve Richman, and what you just heard were 2 of my steps to my keynote, 6 steps to sales success. I also have a Cynic's Guide to Motivation, Success, and Happiness, and I have multidimensional connectivity, how to grow your business, improve yourself, and help your customers. Folks, I got 30 seconds left, but I'm going to stop talking now. Why? Because I know the number one thing that drives a conference planner and Angela crazy is a speaker that goes over their time and messes up the schedule. So I will be available during lunch if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, or concerns. My name's Steve. Thank you all so much for having me. I appreciate that.